Hello, everyone. Today we'll be going over factoring shortcuts. So the first factoring shortcut we have is a difference of squares. So a difference of squares needs to have exactly two terms. It has to have a minus sign between them, and both terms have to be perfect squares. So this is the pattern that you would have to follow. A squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b times a plus b. So let's go over some examples. So here we have x squared minus 25. So the square root of x squared, the root and the squared would just cancel out, leaving you with x. And the square root of 25 is just 5. So that means you would in the brackets you would put x minus 5, x plus 5, which is the answer for that. So for the second one, we have 9y squared minus 16. So 9y squared, we square root that, you will get 3y because the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of y squared is just y. And then if you square root 16, so we have 16, that is just 4. So that means the answer will be 3y minus 4 multiplied by 3y plus 4. And now for the last example, we have y to the power of 4 minus 16. So first we have to square root y to the power of 4. And y to the power of 4 is equal to y to the power of 2 when square rooted. And then we have to square root 16. So the square root of 16 is just 4. So then we have y to the power y squared minus 4 multiplied by y squared plus 4. Now you may think this is the end of the question, but if you look a bit closer here, we can see that this is also a difference of squares. So that means here we have to repeat the process. The square root of y squared is equal to y, and the square root of 4 is equal to 2. So that would be equal to y minus 2 multiplied by y plus 2 multiplied by y squared plus 4. And this is not a difference of squares because you have a plus sign in the middle. Now moving on, we have perfect square trinomials. So for perfect square trinomials, you need exactly three terms. Three terms. The first and last terms have to be perfect squares. And the middle terms have to equal to, sorry, equal to 2ab or negative 2ab. So this is the general pattern you should be following. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared is equal to a plus b squared, or x squared minus 2ab is equal to b squared. Uh, I mean, x squared minus 2ab plus b squared is equal to a minus b squared. So let's go over an example here. So here we have x squared plus 10x plus 25. So the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 25 is equal to 5. So then we have so then this is a, and x is a, and 5 is b. And we see here, since it's positive, we'll be following this general formula. And that means 2a, this should be equal to 2ab. So we make it x times 5. Let me just rewrite that so it's clear. X times 5 times 2 times 2 should be equal. Sorry, guys, I don't know why my pencil's like doing that. Should be equal to, it should be equal to 2ab, which is 10x. So this is equal to 10x. So that means that the final answer, this final simplified answer for this is x plus 5 squared. The next example we have is with a negative. So here we have x squared minus 8x plus 16. So the square root of x squared is equal to x, and the square root of 16 is equal to 4. And we can see that it has a minus here. So it'll be 2 times x times 4 should be equal to negative 2x times 4 should be equal to negative 8x. To negative 8x. And we can see that that is true. So the final answer here would be x minus 4 is x minus 4 squared. And lastly, we have the Australian method. This method, it doesn't really have like an actual name. This was taught to me by a teacher at our school. So I'll just show you how it works. So this method is used on complex trinomials. So first you take the first term and just remove the square from it. And you write it down like this, 6x and 6x. Just put that as the first term in each bracket. And then you look at the sign in the middle. As we can see, that has a plus, so you just put a plus there and a plus here as well. And now we have to find the factors put to enter the next terms. So we can see here that 6 times negative 10 is equal to negative 60. So we have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 60 and add to positive 11. So the two numbers that would do that are 15 times negative 4 and 15 minus 4. So once we have that, we can just enter these values into what we have. So we have 6x plus 15 and 6x plus 4. 6x plus negative 4. So now we have to simplify this further. Then we have 6x plus 15, 6x minus 4. Now you might be wondering, these can still be simplified or factored, but you wouldn't factor these out instead what you do is that you divide it by the common factor. So for this first bracket, we can see that the common factor is 3, so you divide it by 3. And for the second factor, the common factor is 2, so you would divide it by 2. And this would leave us with, let me just simplify it really quickly. This would leave us with 2x plus 5 multiplied by 3x minus 2. So those are all the factoring